There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our mind. My tolerance for absurdity is higher than most. But good lord, this is getting ridiculous. Any light in the sky and Americans are losing their minds.
I don't know.
We don't know. You know what, they look like lanterns.
Maybe they're lanterns then. Helicopters chasing orbs. Drones fighting orbs.
Look at them, they're fighting! That's crazy.
Drones at 35,000 feet filmed by pilots. Ocean County Police recorded this one. Sheriff Kevin Fennessy told CNN, "We had something coming at us. It stops, does a 180, then drives away, then it comes back and does like a giant U around us. That's not normal for an aircraft. Objects landing on solar panel farms to suck up the power."
Punch on a call for a suspicious drone sighting in North Stonington. The reporting's party name is Lisa. She's driving back to Groton, but believes she has video of drones in the area that were landing in the solar panel farm, sucking power from the solar panel so they can continue their flight.
Orbs on maneuvers before returning to space.
I've never seen anything like it. Look, it's going up. It's taking off. No fucking way.
X is absolutely flooded with this stuff. Most of it's just planes, other misidentifications, or outright AI fakery. But the information vacuum is such a gaping chasm. It's been filled with a deluge of maniacal noise. And even members of Congress are now seriously entertaining that it could be aliens.
Craft from outer space, because I think that has to be on the table. That has to be an option.
Congresswoman says ET may be invading, and 2024's so wild it's barely a news headline.
Something from outside the universe.
Hope not. Take me to your leader. Okay, here he is.
I think one started and they all got everybody's wanting to get in the deal.
Come on, fellas, this invasion is going to be a piece of piss. If you want to express your ideas through videos like I do, you should check out InVideo AI. And with this exciting new upgrade, InVideo AI version 3, you can create stunning full-length videos, irrespective of your skill level and without having to learn arduous new programs from scratch. Let me walk you through it. Just start with a simple text prompt and it creates the first rough draft for you. For example, make a 1-minute video about the story of the global elite on Earth being exposed as alien invaders from another planet. Check out what InVideo AI produced after just a few minutes.
Surveillance footage showed world leaders changing. Their skin. It wasn't human.
You can then use the edit command box and give text-based commands to fine-tune everything. Add subtitles, translate to Spanish, make the music more creepy. Or you can even clone your own voice and have that do the narration, unlike traditional video tools with steep learning curves that don't even match the ambition of your video creation process. InVideo is the creative partner you've always wanted. It removes all the friction by making the process intuitive and fluid, letting users focus entirely on their vision an idea. Create anything you can think of from scratch using InVideo AI's generative capabilities. This really is a monumental game changer that puts you in the director's seat. Welcome to the world of endless possibilities. And you can try InVideo AI for free. This will save you hundreds of dollars that you would otherwise spend on editing, animating, and other production costs. It's obvious to me why InVideo AI is the world's most used AI video creator, with over 10 million users across 150 plus countries. Please check it out by clicking the link in the description box down below. Former Navy pilot Ryan Graves told Joe Rogan that the drones were using some kind of signature management to reduce heat emissions and evade detection.
Is there anything about them that points to this being superior technology?
You know, it's tough to say. Based on what I've seen just in the public from reports and kind of amateur photographers and witnesses, some of them do seem to be making pretty sharp turns. I wouldn't call them like physics breaking turns, but they don't seem to be operating like a normal aircraft, right? So they're down low, they're making what appear to be pretty high G turns, maybe like 3, 4, 5 G turns at relatively low air speeds, which is indicative of them having a pretty significant power supply, right? Anytime you turn like that, you're burning energy essentially. So for them to be able to make these high G maneuvers and then remain in the area for another 5 or 6 or 7 hours and still have the battery life or whatever's propelling them, to then go over the ocean to a point where they're untrackable. Again, I'm not really familiar with that type of capability.
The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones. Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
The Washington Times reports some of the drones appear to be engaging in active concealment and defeating anti-drone countermeasures, suggesting they're equipped with unknown technologies that could be operated by something other than an Earth nation or corporation. So, basically aliens. God forbid anyone does try to invade the US in the next 30 days, whether it be Russia, China, or Greys from another galaxy, because US air defense under the Biden administration looks about as proficient as Saddam Hussein's during the bombing of Iraq.
They don't want to admit that they don't control the airspace. And so that's why they had these strenuous denials, which was weird last week. I mean, I was struck by it. Here we are on Thursday, Friday last week. Mayorkas and Kirby are both saying that there's no evidence of any drone incursions over U.S. military bases. I mean, it's been in the news.
Crazy.
For months.
Yeah.
And I mean, Chris, I don't need to tell you, I mean, we have so many geospatial entities in the United States, NORAD, NASA, Air Force, constantly looking at every aspect of the airspace from the ground all the way to, to the moon. I mean, it's really huge amounts of visual data. To say that we don't know what's going on with these drones raises a bunch of very awkward and uncomfortable questions that they clearly don't want to talk about.
And the gaslighting is off the charts. First they say it's just hobby drones, but then hold classified briefings about it. Then they say they don't know what it is, but it's definitely not the US military or a foreign adversary. Then they say there's no national security concern, despite the drones shutting down military bases. And the only thing they can say with confidence is that it's not a threat. If you don't know what it is, how do you know it's not a threat? And if it's not a threat, why did the FAA just ban drones in New Jersey and authorize the government to use deadly force on the objects if they pose an imminent security threat?
Why weren't we prepared for this? As you stated, I've been talking publicly for a number of years now about just how common these occurrences are, how they do appear to be operating within our military training ranges, and how commercial pilots are becoming very accustomed to seeing these objects that they can't explain. Their presence alone is a threat. They're unmitigated, they're unidentified, we don't know the owners, we don't know the origin. And if one of these just happens to go boom, I think that the White House is going to have to take a seriously different tone on this topic.
At least 10 years ago, they had satellites that could read a license plate from space, yet they can't pick up any details from an SUV-sized drone.
If you drop a penny on a baseball diamond, that's outdoors, obviously, and it lands heads up, a satellite can probably tell you the date that's on that penny. So you're telling me that with all of our technology, we can't tell where these dadgum things are coming from or where they're going. That is wrong.
Seems like there's two kind of drones. Actual drones and then weird orbs.
I was in the Army, active duty. I worked on drones. First off, the drones that you see with flight lights or anti-collision lights or the things that the FAA requires, those are drones that are probably operated by the United States government. Now, the orbs that you've been seeing on the internet, that is the reason why all those drones are up there. And that is also why the government isn't telling you what's going on. And that's because the drones that you see that look like regular aircraft, those drones are up there to get some information on the actual orbs, which are actually the UFOs.
Now the panic is spreading worldwide, with orbs being seen exiting the Atlantic Ocean just off the coast of Portugal.
E não mais do que 20 graus de altitude no céu é que este fenómeno era visível.
And huge swarms over Iran. I mean, they were actually helium balloons released during a party, but everyone freaked out anyway. Many of these drones are just misidentified planes and helicopters, and other ordinary astronomical phenomena rendered exotic by mass hysteria. A close-up photo captured of one of the NJ drones in West Brookfield Park, Staten Island. It's literally a commercial airliner. literally Venus. But by deliberately failing to provide answers about the genuinely bizarre sightings, the government is fueling the mass hysteria.
And I've been saying for 7 days now, truth and transparency is the best way to quell any conspiracy theories on social media, and we've been asking for that and getting no answers here at the local level.
Now everyone's rushing out to buy drones because they want to get in on the action.
The government knows what is happening, and for some reason they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows, and our president knows. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people.
If they wanted people to ignore it, they'd have a plausible cover story. They want the chaos and panic. But why? Can it really be just sheer incompetence, or is it something more sinister? Whatever happens, people are nervously counting down the days until Trump's inauguration. Only 32 days to avoid Project Bluebeam, or whatever the hell this is. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website, modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.